Starting with the bar way too far out in front of the body will put the athlete at risk for straining the lower back and possibly the shoulder muscles. Allowing the bar to swing away from the body during flight. The goal is to maintain as straight of a vertical bar path as possible. Usually this happens if the athlete doesn't allow the elbows to flex sufficiently before pulling under the bar, or they're trying to muscle the weight up, leading with the arms. Cue the athlete to lead with the hips, pull the elbows back, then drop quickly under the bar. Stopping, then restarting between the first and second pull. When this happens, the athlete loses the momentum from what was initiated by the hip, knee, and ankle extension, and then tries to restart from what is left, which is the upper body. This will always make it more difficult to pull under the bar and to increase the load. In the learning phases, you can have the athlete start the first pull a little slower to kinesthetically distinguish the difference between where the bar should be during the first and second pull. But once the bar starts moving, commit and keep it moving. The arm slide. This is a common mistake when first learning the Olympic lifts. Start by making sure that the athlete understands what it is you're actually trying to achieve. The bar moves vertically as a resultant of forcefully extending the hips, knees, and ankles open. As the bar is in flight, then the arms help guide the athlete under the bar. Hips come first and arms assist. When teaching the assistance lifts to the power snatch, you could start with a top-down approach. I would teach the behind neck press in place first before moving under the bar, but here I'm showing you the pressing snatch balance, which can be done after learning behind neck press. You want to emphasize pulling the scapula together, shrugging arms to ears, and pressing those antecubital spaces, or basically what I like to refer to as the elbow pit, straight out in front as you're spreading the bar apart. You can work on this movement for about 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions with a dowel rod, allowing the athlete to get comfortable with holding that locked out position of the bar overhead. Now to overhead squat. You want to emphasize knees out, pelvis back, and abdomen down between the legs. Teaching the athlete the behind neck press first and then learning how to stabilize overhead will help build confidence in holding the bar over the head while they're squatting underneath it. Snatch shrug. I've skipped a few frames and in demonstrating this one below the knee, but I would actually start beginners at the second pull position, which is the baby sit or the hip angle just before full extension position, and then have them try 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps with the PVC before moving further down the thigh, as you see in this video. Emphasize shoulders over the bar, keeping the bar as close to the body as possible, and shrugging up and back. high pull. This builds on to the snatch shrug. And again, I've skipped a few frames and I'm starting from the below knee position in this video. However, I would start most beginner athletes off from the second pull position, aka the high thigh position, aka the baby sit position. You want to emphasize straightening the legs, pulling the elbows vertically, and shrugging up and back. Again, keeping the bar as close to the body as possible. In this frontal view, you can see the transition from the first pull being a little slower to the second pull, forcefully driving my hips through. But the bar doesn't stop moving in that transition. Now put it all together. From the high hang or second pull position, shoulders are still slightly in front of the bar. Forcefully straighten the legs, getting the hips to extend. Shrug up and back, and as the bar reaches your chest, quickly rotate the arms while spreading the bar and locking elbows out.